The Apostle Thomas is one of my heroes in the Bible. And here's the reason. On Easter Sunday morning, when Jesus was raised from the dead, he appeared to his disciples who were gathered in a room with the doors locked for fear of the Jews. And Jesus appeared among them and said, "Peace be with you." And the scripture tells us that they were overjoyed at seeing the Lord. And who can blame them? But on that occasion, Thomas was not there. And when the disciples related to Thomas what they had seen, there was no convincing Thomas that they had seen the risen Lord. He was emphatic that he was not going to believe unless he saw the evidence. And this is what he says: "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." So Thomas is demanding evidence, and Jesus heard what he was looking for. The scripture goes on to tell us this. A week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came in and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then Jesus said to Thomas, "Put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." And Thomas said, "My Lord and my God." Thomas's statement is absolutely amazing. My Lord and my God. He's acknowledging that Jesus, who was crucified and buried, has indeed conquered death. He's risen from the dead. He is now both Lord and God. So not only does God want Thomas to believe, the Lord also wants you and me to believe. But he knows that we need evidence. And this is what Jesus said. "Believe me when I say that I am in the Father and that the Father is in me." Now, that's a big ask. Jesus is saying, I want you to believe that I and the Father are one. Granted, we are distinct, God the Father and God the Son, but I want you to believe that we are one. He knows that we struggle with that, but he goes on to say, or at least believe on the evidence of the miracles themselves. He's saying to us what he said to Thomas. I want you to check out the evidence and then bring in a verdict. And Thomas did. And Jesus is saying to us, I want you to have a look at my miracles. Weigh them up, think about them, consider them, and draw a conclusion. And that conclusion will enable you to believe that Jesus is the Christ. So why then is Thomas my hero? Well, he's my hero because when Jesus showed him his hands and his side, when he presented the evidence to him, Thomas was willing to be honest with the evidence. He's willing then to confess, my Lord and my God. And so Thomas the doubter moves to be Thomas the believer. And if we will be like Thomas and honestly consider the evidence, weigh it up, have a look at it, examine the miracles of Jesus, I think we'll join our voice with Thomas and say, my Lord and my God.